Okay, so welcome to this week's lesson. This week's lesson is going to be on visual rhetoric, and I am going to record this week's lesson. So it says right here, the session is being recorded. Now, last week we talked about how rhetoric is, and especially persuasion, is used in writing and in speeches, and it is used to persuade their audiences or the audiences to believe, think, or do, right? And how rhetorical devices, specifically, we talked about ethos, pathos, and logos, are really important in order to have those, have the audiences lean in a certain direction, right? So, but what is visual rhetoric? That's what we're going to talk about today, because visual rhetoric is really important, and it's really important to our lives today. So, but before we get too far into this, the first thing that I want you to do is our entrance ticket. So with our entrance ticket, I'm going to put, let's see if I can do this. I'm going to put on our, let's see, it's behaving. Okay. Oh, there it is. Okay. I'm going to put on our chat so you don't have to try and type it in. I will put up our entrance ticket. Okay. So if you could take like 1 minute and just fill that out, it should be very simple. Just so this is the entrance ticket. Okay, once you're done, give me in your indicator a like a happy face, okay, awesome. Awesome. Okay, so now that everybody is finished, let's talk just briefly. What did you decide? Like, what makes an advertisement memorable? Who would like to participate? Does anybody want to? Okay, Joy.
I think that it needs to have a catchy slogan or some text that has like a mnemonic so that it's really memorable in the words.
Okay. All right, good job. Steven?
Yeah, I said the pretty much same thing Joy said. Just do the hook, whether it be music or a slogan or something even visual.
Okay, perfect.
And yeah, music, etc.
All right, awesome. Okay, so let's go ahead and on to. Oh, I'm sorry, Katarina. Yes, Katarina.
I just wanted to say, if it's something funny, I always find it memorable.
Funny is always good. All right, so let's look at these 3 things that I've picked up on here, and the things that I wanted to look at is what you think about these things: imagery, content, and delivery. So what do you think of these things? Which one, and I'm going to put up a poll here in just a second, is the most important? Let's see. 1 second. This is... Oh, there we go. There we go. All right, imagery, content, or delivery. All right, so I've got 2 for imagery and 1 for delivery. All right, so yeah, I mean, the way things are presented, good job. The way things are presented and how they're presented is really very important. And then if they're presented correctly, then we look at the content. So we're going to look at today what makes advertisements stand out and how advertisements are persuasive. Because really, when we look at advertisements throughout, throughout our lives, we need to really be intelligent consumers of information. That's the biggest thing. Because if we're not intelligent consumers of information, then we can be gullible. We can, be drawn in by the, flash and bang, and we can just be, taken advantage of, and that's not good. And advertisements are huge, big business, right? Super Bowl advertisements, millions of dollars. Online advertisements keep companies like Facebook alive, right? We saw that recently because Facebook lost advertisements, and they didn't quite struggle, but it was an issue. Television, print ads, those things are important. So we are now going to take a YouTube field trip and do breakout rooms to demonstrate our learning. So we're going to look at a video to learn more about visual rhetoric. This is an amazing video that yours truly created, but it's a demonstration of what visual rhetoric is and how it's used in advertising. Okay, so give me 1 second, and I'm going to share. And I did this. Okay. And there we go.
What is visual rhetoric? We have already established that rhetoric is the use of spoken and written language to persuade people to act in a certain way. So what is visual rhetoric? Visual rhetoric is the use of images such as, but of course not limited to, advertisements and political cartoons to alter a person's perception of an idea. In essence, visual rhetoric is the use of images to influence how a person interprets or analyzes what he or she sees. Images influence us in many ways without us even being aware of it. Advertisers, who are very adept in using visual rhetoric, use many elements to persuade their viewers. These subtle cues draw our eyes to specific parts of the advertisement or highlight specific emotion-evoking color. When analyzing an advertisement for 4 elements of visual rhetoric, it is important to look for font. What size did they use? What color? What font type? Such as the emphasis placed on the word donate in red in this advertisement. What color palette did they use? Did they use cool, relaxing blues or energetic colors like red? The pale palette background in this advertisement ensures the focus remains on the cheeseburger. Images. What images do they use? Are the images present to represent literal or figurative ideas? How are the images arranged and why? Where do you find your focus and why? In this advertisement, we can see a very convincing cheeseburger, but on closer inspection, we notice that it is made of clothes and is therefore a symbolic representation of the message of what could happen to our food or clothes if we do not donate them. It turns into food for moms. In this example, an advertisement from Greenpeace, we first see the straw. Our eyes are drawn to the straw due to the size, position, and color, red. This tells us that the straw is our main focal point. Next, we see the turtle floating in the glass of ice water. The turtle is choking on the straw that we noticed first. Now we can also see the beginning of the message that plastic waste is killing sea life. This is further emphasized by the fact that the straw is crumpled, indicating that it was stuck in the drink and therefore the turtle by force, implying that our littering is a violent act. All of these visual cues are highlighted by the color palette. The background is a vibrant and bright pale pink. Bringing the picture to the forefront and making the symbolic gestures more obvious by the contrast. The pastel background also serves to provide more impact about the message of the violent act of littering due to the incongruity and therefore unexpectedness of the main images. The last thing that we noticed, or rather barely noticed, are the words. While many advertisements will have large titles or slogans such as Nike's Just Do It campaign, this advertisement quietly says at the bottom, "Don't suck up our oceans." In this ad, Greenpeace wanted the picture, the visual rhetoric, to speak louder than words. Visual rhetoric can be found everywhere we look. It can be found in marketing and advertising, political campaigns and marketing, fundraising campaigns, and art in the media. It is important to be able to interpret what we see so that we can clearly see the messages in the pictures and are then intelligent consumers of visual information.
Okay.
What is visual rhetoric? For that matter.
Okay, so now that we're back and we've seen that awesome video about visual rhetoric and what it is, let's go ahead and go back to our original slide. Oh, that's right. I turned my mic off because it was giving an echo. But now that we're back, what we're going to do is we're going to do our breakout room. And these are the two questions that we're going to look at in our breakout room. What were your biggest takeaways from the YouTube video? And then do you look at advertisements differently now? What I would like you to do is discuss it and then use your whiteboard tools to make comments here so that we can all talk about it when we get back. So I'm only going to give you 2 minutes to do this, which doesn't seem like a long time. And I would like to do more, but we're only going to be doing 2 because we have we're running short on time. So let's go ahead and I'm going to put you in groups. Let's see. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Okay. All right.
Hi everyone. I think we are too few to be in 2 groups, so we're together.
I'm still in the main room. Is that where you guys are?
Yeah, but I think that's correct. She put us in groups, but we are on the main room because we are not enough to be split up into groups.
Okay. I've never been on the blackboard as a student, so I only know it from the teacher end. Do we have a whiteboard though?
I think not yet.
You should have whiteboard settings. You should have whiteboard
Okay.
capabilities.
We should have access to it. Yeah, okay, let's see.
Oh yeah, this is like,
Oh yeah, I got it to work too. Oops.
that's not helpful, sorry. Get rid of that.
Our biggest takeaways from the video were that how all 3 were defined, and so much detail was provided into what's considered the performance of advertisement.
So if you use the text,
I recorded what Steve just said, basically.
okay, great.
Don't advertise them differently now? Yes. We just appreciate more of the what goes into it.
Yeah, I didn't know that there's so much psychology in it, basically.
Right.
Well, I assumed, but I wasn't sure.
It's so much more involved than what we consider an advertisement. Much more complex.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, awesome. So in like a regular class, I would probably give the kids more time to discuss and type and everything. But I do want to also mention that I put you guys, some of you had questions about why I put you in the main room. I put you in the main room so that we could still look at the whiteboard together, because I don't have with this version of Collaborate Ultra, I don't have the ability to save your whiteboard to a file and then bring it back to the main room like I would like to, but it's okay. All right, so let's move on. I have the so did you guys like the video though? Let's go ahead and do that. So can you give me like a smiley face or a frowny face as to whether or not you liked the video, whether or not it was good? Okay, awesome. Cool. All right, so now we're going to do like an application. It's going to be your turn. What visual rhetorical techniques are used in the next image? I'd like you to use your whiteboard tools, so the circles, the shapes, whatever, as many tools as you want, but also use your text just to let me know what you're thinking. You can just do one if you would like, and that's fine. But here's my image that I'm giving you, and I'll give you a minute to do this. Yes, lots of colors. The font is childlike. Yes. Symbolic connection of the font. I like it. It does. It is crayons, right? So it's like cigarettes and crayons together. The crayons are stuffed with tobacco. It is emotionally manipulative. Yes. It's, yeah, it kind of helps you. It hits home that idea of, hey, do you really want kids smoking, right? So, yeah, so visual rhetoric is real, and we really need to pay attention to the, to what we're looking at, right? Yes, everything starts early. Good job. Okay, so let's look at what we have to do for next class. So to prepare for next week, you're going to need to find a current print advertisement. So this isn't like something that you're going to have to record from TV or online or anything, but something that's actually like just a still image, and analyze the visual rhetoric kind of like we did today, right? Used by the designer to persuade the audience, right? You are going to submit this on Flipgrid. The Flipgrid is going to be posted on Google Classroom. Okay, so make sure that you look for the assignment and the Flipgrid address, on Google Classroom. A visual of the advertisement, so you're going to need to post a visual of the advertisement. So you're going to have to like hold it up or, post it within your dialogue, right? And then a 3-minute analysis of the visual rhetorical devices that are used and why they're effective for the designer's purpose for the advertisement. As always, right, because this isn't just a one-way conversation, you have to respond to one of your classmates' flip grids in at least 30 seconds, okay? All right, everybody understand? Give me like a smiley face if you get it, or do you need me to go over it again? Okay. There's also the confused face if you need me to go over it again. We're good? Awesome. Okay. Spoiler alert. All right. I found this picture funny. Next class, I wanted to know, we're going to move on to the other stages of this guided inquiry, and we're also going to demonstrate what we know by creating our own persuasive advertisements and evaluating each other. Okay, so that's all I have for today. Does anyone have any questions before we go to the exit ticket? Okay, so let's go to the exit ticket, and again, I will post this. Hold on. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay, there we go. And I will post it in the chat so that you don't have to try and type it. And if you could just go to the exit ticket, I'm going to put it up here so that everybody can see. Okay. So basically, what was the most interesting thing you learned today? And what about today's lesson would you like to see done differently and how? And then after you're done, we're done. And of course, as always, if you have any questions or concerns between now and next class, I am very available and you can email me at any time. Stephen.
Yeah, question, Carrie. When you were filming this, you were filming with 2 different ways. You said Blackboard, Ultra.
Yes, so I'm filming it on the Blackboard Collaborate Ultra, and I'm also filming it through Screencast-O-Matic.
Okay. I tried using I guess it's Snagit earlier. I could download it into Blackboard, but it was weird because when I tried to pull it up, it wouldn't work. So it's very strange. I'm just getting the software. Also, another question. You said you're doing the Schoology?
Yes.
Yeah, our school was picked. What school are you with?
West Springfield High School.
Okay. I'm with Westfield High School.
Okay.
We're picked as well, but we haven't started any official training yet.
No, well, I'm in the core leader team.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm like one of the teachers that's going to be
Oh,
teaching.
lucky.
Yeah, I'm one of the teachers that's going to be teaching the other teachers how to do it. So.
Wow. Okay. How is it so far?
It's actually going to be really good.
Okay, good.
Yeah, yeah.